What's up, Philly 20 fam? It's y'all girl Nettie Nat, and I'm back with another reaction video. Y'all, sometimes I come humble, sometimes I come hard, sometimes I come confused. So, I've been following this McClure twins thing. Cause I watch them here and there. I don't watch them a lot. I do. I love the twins. I love the way they talk. I love the way they're bringing them up. And I knew that they had just had a baby, so I really haven't followed as much since she had the baby. So I see this racial thing pops up from like years ago, a couple of years ago. Okay, so I just got off of someone's page and very good points, very good views. Akiba, Akeeba, Maze, Maze. I loved her points. I love her channel. She's a teacher. She's very smart, very intelligent. So she put some good points and views across in talking about this, which led me to having to watch the video myself. Because I don't like to really judge people. I do believe in people like at one point being racist, but you can definitely change with God, with growth, with love. So, and I said it the other day, I believe in love at first sight. So someone could be like against another race, but then see someone who catches their eye, and it really doesn't matter what color or nationality they are. If that's who and what you love, that's what you love, so that's what you go for. So I don't know the background of these two or how they got together, but I do want to do a little reaction with the fam. So I'm bringing y'all with me because I haven't watched this yet. So I want to know what happened. This one is called The Wife Confronts the Dad About His Racial Stuff from back in the day. And then they're going to have the twins, which I think they're like 3. Going to talk to their dad about this too. So very interesting. I just want to see what happens or what they said or what's going on. And I'll try and put my little input here and there. Try to make my videos a little less long, I guess I should say. But at the end of the day, I always have a message. So sometimes when you have a message that you're trying to put out there to the youth, it may take some time. So bear with me, guys.
Do you understand that those statements very well could have come from the mouth of someone spewing racist hate?
That what I say is so offensive to somebody else and it's racist to them that it is racist.
Did you learn your lesson from like you said?
I did. I learned my lesson.
But how you learned your lesson? You didn't even give us space.
No,
I want to make it clear that I was just as surprised and shocked by those tweets from previous days as you were. This is my first time seeing them as well. I did not know Justin during that time period. He did not know me during that time period. I met Justin in 2014. We did not start anything on social media until 2016, late sometime. I know a disconnect, the gap there that will be explained in a separate video, but in order for you to get a full understanding here, you need to know that I did not know the man. The man that I met and married is the Justin I know today, who is the most compassionate person.
Meaning he used to be an ex-alcoholic, I think acquiring comedian. So she means some of the stuff he might have said or did in the past, she didn't know him before. She met a new person after he maybe had met God, but I'm not sure. We'll see, because that happens.
I've ever met in my entire life, and has done a lot of things to change my views on people. me being your wife, a black woman, obviously, my family are black people. You married into a black family. So the point of this video is to address the things that he said in those tweets before I ever even knew him. Do you understand that those statements very well could have come from the mouth of someone spewing racist hate?
I know I'm not a racist, but I look at the things that I said, and would a racist person say those things? They would. So this is what I have to say about it. Somebody like me saying those bad things cannot say it's not racist if somebody else is so offended that they think that it is. In that case, it is racist. So I can sit here as a white man and say it wasn't racist. I cannot decide the impact of something I say just because I know that I'm not racist. If what I say is so offensive to somebody else and it's racist to them, then it is racist. So now when I look at those things, most of those jokes that I said, I think they could have been that offensive where they would have offended, hurt people, black people, Latin people, women, Indian, the jokes just ran the gamut. These were racist towards all those people. Why I said those things was ego and white privilege. I'm a white guy, I can say whatever I want, brush it off, who cares? Now that's a whole separate thing from what's racism or not. I am not your skin color. I have not been through what you've been through. I don't sit in an audience and come to a comedy club or whatever and sit there and want to hear a joke, and I have no idea what these people have been through.
Your point of view is so different than those of who you were speaking about. And I think that is probably the biggest issue. It was my biggest issue when I first read them was, you don't have a point of view to speak on this.
My ego then was so big, and my bravado and all these different things. And, I'm not going to get to, the change, and I changed and whatever. But now, a man of empathy and compassion, I can look at these words and just know how hurtful they might be, because I can put myself in somebody else's shoes and say, how would this person feel if they were to hear that?
I defend your character today to anyone. But it did hurt me, which is a weird thing to say, because, again, I can look at you now and say, I know that's not you, but it hurt me to think that I have to defend your character today, but I also have to defend my character now because of these things. Whatever even growth that you made, I don't even know that, because I didn't meet that person who was changing or doing whatever. I met the person at a state where, if it was that time period, that I met that person from 2011, 2012, whatever it was, I wouldn't speak to you. I would not have anything to talk about.
When I met you, you met me, we were right for each other. But during this time, I was not right for you. I apologize to you for hurting you. I apologize.
This hurts my heart. Sad. When I was living in South Carolina, there was a Caucasian man who had brought a Nigerian girl for a cow and some money. And I met her, and the life that she lived was not a life that I would want to ever live. Today, a year or so after I met her and him, she was young, cheated. You know what? I'm going to save that for a story time. I'm going to finish this, and then I'll come back with that.
As for embarrassing you, why this has been good for me to address is because even though I wanted to work on many things, my drinking, my womanizing, I never had to address if things I said hurt people. The gift for me is to really understand that, even though I've had a lot of growth, my words then hurt people. And those were just some of the jokes. I had many other jokes about a lot of different things that were probably very hurtful. And I can sit here and say, as a comedian, as par for the course, you're just trying to get arouse a response. It's still wrong. It's still wrong. And one thing I love about society today is there's a zero tolerance with racism. And there should be. There was zero tolerance. But back in 2012, there wasn't. You could go on Twitter and say whatever. And so it is much better today. We should call people out on things and you cannot say that. So the fact that I'm being called out on things that I said when I was a different person before I even knew you, I still said those things. And they live on the internet now, and they are still hurtful to people. And if those...
And I always say to people, what you put on the internet can never be taken away. So watch how you present yourself on the internet, because it can never be taken away. Now here this man who has changed through God growth, like I said. He used to be alcoholic, used to be, like he said, egotistic, whatever he was. He has a family now who is mixed in between this, literally mixed in between this. So
people say that they're racist, then they are racist. Am I a racist? Right. No. But these things that I said, they can be racist. Yes. If people say that they are. Yeah. Who am I to tweet out or sit on a stage and just throw something out there when it's that offensive and that hurtful to somebody who's sitting there?
One of the things also that is important is that you don't get a pass because you're married to a black woman or you have biracial children. And I don't mean you as in you, right, obviously you, but right, in general. I made it clear to you how I felt about it. As your wife, I forgive those things, even though I didn't know you. Because I know you now. Because I know who you are and what you're trying to accomplish in this life. I know that because I walk with you every day.
Well, once again, I apologize. The great thing about this is that it's continued growth for me. I've told you this before, but a lot of the stuff I said on stage, I think was just, I did not like myself. So I think that I really tried to piss people off and shock people. I wanted to feel better about me. And I think when you're that sick,
I forgive you for being you years ago. Today, as the man I see as the McClure twins' father and Amy's husband, beautiful dad, you've changed, you've grown. We gotta let it go. That's the problem with the world today. We have all these T channels, we have all these other people that are making videos about him. They're tearing his family apart. Y'all gonna tear his kids' hearts apart later when they're old enough to really read and go through this. So it needs to stop here. We need to just unite as one and build together at the end of the day.
Feel better when you can kind of degrade people.
One thing I feel super important to address, and this is somewhat separate from you, and it's heavy on my heart, and this situation kind of brought it out more, is the sadness that I have in people, the disappointment that I have in people for not allowing there to be growth with. Do you understand that those statements very well could have come from the mouth of someone spewing racist hate?
That what I say is so offensive to somebody else and it's racist to them that it is racist.
Did you go in your lesson plan like you said?
I did. I learned my lesson.
But how you learned your lesson? You didn't even give us space.
I started the video over. That's not where I want to be. So we're going to go forward and hopefully get back to where we were. And if we can't, we can actually just go to their page and finish watching this. because my reaction is going to be very long. I'm like almost 15 minutes in. I want to get back to it. So let's see what happens, or if we can get back where we're supposed to be.
But these things that I said, they can be racist. If people say that they are, who am I to tweet out or sit on a stage and just throw something out there when it's that offensive and that hurtful to somebody?
I brought it out more is the sadness that I have in people, the disappointment that I have in people for not allowing there to be growth with anyone, not just you, not even just about race, just in general. I've said before to you privately, but I will say I was a person who, I don't know if I can call it racist. I don't know if you can be racist against white people, but I didn't like white people.
You could be racist against your own color too. There's people that are like that. So that's what I thought she was going to say. I don't know, but I guess she's saying she used to be racist against Caucasian people as well. But like I said, it comes with growth. It comes with God. It comes with learning.
That's just a fact. Anybody who knows me before knew that. I did not like white people. And I had to sit to myself and say, why? And that is one thing why I can say I know somebody can have a difference of thought, because I do. It's completely separate from the situation, but because I do. Now I judge individual people for their individual character. If you're a white person and you offend me, it's not because you're a white person, it's because you're an asshole. Period. Right. If you're a black person and you offend me, it's not because you're ghetto, it's because you're an asshole. Right. Period. And that is how I changed my thought about people.
Right. We're sitting here now having this honest conversation, and there's going to be a lot of people that this is not good enough for.
I know, but that's how.
It's not about other people. It's about y'all family, and what y'all doing to yourselves. If you're sitting here and you're explaining, this is it. It don't need to go no further. Apology is all that was needed, wanted, and here it is to the world.
The thing is, I don't want to do it for that. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because it needs to be done. I'm doing it because...
We're doing it for us. I mean,
absolutely.
We are doing this because I need to address with you who that person was, and also for myself. And I think the people on social media, the people that follow us, they wanted more from me.
Fair.
I'm completely separate from that guy a long time ago. And I paid my dues a long time ago. But I did not pay my dues for the words that I said and how that I hurt people. And that's what I have a chance to do now. And it's great that I can do it with you.
And so do you know how I always try to teach you girls that you want to be better and try to be better people and try to be nicer people, try to be sweeter, right? Well, I want to let you know that that also works for your dad. A long time ago, I said things that were maybe hurtful to people. They were not good.
Remember when we talked about on video that do Arnold what you want them to do to you?
I do. Do unto others as you want them to do to you. That, Ava, that is a great memory. And you know what? Even though I'm your dad and I'm a grown-up, I still learn how to be a better person. So as I'm trying to teach you to be a better person, you can also try to help me also try to be a better person.
Dad, did you learn your lesson from like you said?
I did. I learned my lesson.
But how you learned your lesson? You didn't even give us space. That's because you learned a lesson of being mean to people.
It's not good.
But why didn't you get a spanking?
Why did I get a spanking? I did get a spanking. I got
spanking from who?
I think I got a spanking from the internet.
I think the world needs to look at their children and see what they're raising and see how they're raising them and the words that these children speak and how smart and intelligent they are. And that will tell you pretty much who this man became over time. So y'all need to get over it, like I said, and let the McClure twins family move along. Sweet family. They've been doing good. And that's the thing. Growth comes a lot of hate. And they always say it at the end of the day.
Gave me a big old pow-pow. The thing is, like, when you get a big old pow-pow, You gotta learn from it, and you gotta say, you know how when you get in trouble,
Like this? Did you did it?
just some of the words they said.
Get it on your butt?
No, I got it in my mind. Instead of sitting there and getting upset, I thought about, you know what, they're right. Let me think about what I did, and they were right. You know, some of the things I said were not nice, but the good thing now is that I've learned my lesson, and I think I'm a good dad to you girls,
But how
right?
did you learn to be a good, better dad and person?
Well, I think I was always a good dad when I met you girls, but before I met you, I had a lot of things I had to work out, and that's something we're going to talk about later.
Well, they never stop talking about you.
We can only try to fix our problems and be the best we can and just keep going.
When you do something in the past, you just leave it there.
Leave it there and keep going. Leave it there and keep going.
You gotta try to leave it. You gotta try to not think about it, so you can't go and ask every day. Then that will make it more bad.
You girls, listen. You are teaching me, and so I want to say thank you because you can also teach your dad.
We don't know how to teach.
Well, you are teaching. You don't know how
We're
to
not
teach.
teachers.
Girls, you don't know this, but you're teaching a lot of people in the world because of the joy and the happiness you bring people. And your mom and I are trying to be really good parents, so we hope that who you are is helping a lot of people. So do not think that you're not teaching people because you are teaching a lot of people through your videos.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you do more videos. Subscribe and turn on the notification. Thank you for watching.
At the end of the day, they are a beautiful family. And again, like I said, watch those children, watch their channels, see how they are. Oh my God. I'm getting chills because this is sad, y'all. Leave that man alone. Let him live his life. Let him live with his family. Sad how the internet can make people seem, be, look. We all go through things. We say things out of our mouth that we don't really mean to say sometimes, but sometimes it needs to be forgotten, and moved on. At the end of the day, keep God first, love yourselves, and it makes it much easier to love others.